I'm here with the developer of RoundGuard. These guys are out here from Seattle making a name for themselves, doing this thing called game making. All right, tell me a little bit about RoundGuard.
Yeah, so RoundGuard's sort of a bouncy physics roguelike that we put together the last couple of years. It was heavily inspired by Peggle, which is kind of an old Xbox game.
I have that.
Yeah, it's like pachinko, you shoot a ball, bounce off the pegs, try and get a really high score. So we were super into that game, and we were like, why hasn't anyone done anything with this concept in so long? You know, what's the deal, right? And so then we were all playing a bunch of roguelikes, right? So Slay the Spire, Enter the Gungeon, all these kinds of things. We were super into that, and we said, well, what would happen if we mashed these two things up, right? So we threw a prototype together in a couple weeks, and it was super fun, actually. So now we've been working on it.
So what I liked about the game was that with that Peggle, you know, that game mechanic that you had in it, you also added attack to it, which is like a new level. Now, while I'm moving, I can also attack. What gave you that idea of, okay, let's not just take it, let's take it to the next level and expand on that? What really brought that on?
For sure, yeah. So we were all really into Peggle, but the one thing that I complained about often was you launch your ball and then you just kind of chill.
Yeah,
and you're waiting, you're watching,
waiting,
you know, and it's like,
waiting.
well, I actually want to keep playing, you know, like what can I do? And so we started talking about, well, like in these roguelike games, you always have abilities, and it's about, you know, your own personal skill and learning how to use your character. And so we just started dropping in some skills on top of the Peggle, and it worked really well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how long was the development process for this guy?
So we've been working on it for about 2 years now. We're actually just doing it in our spare time, so like nights and weekends.
So what's the team size then?
There are 3 of us right now.
3 of us?
Yeah,
Wow,
small team.
wow.
Yeah.
That's a small team. For the level of production, what engine are you guys using?
Thank you. We are using Unity. Yeah.
Unity? And
yeah.
what's the production like in that? Is it straight 3D modeling, or are you doing 2D to 3D? What are you guys doing with that?
So our artist does all of her work in Adobe Illustrator, and then she exports some like SVG files, which we import into Unity, and then that sort of auto-generates a bunch of meshes.
Okay.
So it looks 2D, but it's 3D.
It's 3D. So is it like high definition meshes or low poly stuff?
Yeah. So the nice thing about it is you can zoom in as much as you want, and it'll still look good.
It'll keep
it kind of scales dynamically.
Okay, that's dope. So what about the engine brought you to Unity? What made Unity the engine that you were going to pick for your game?
Yeah, sure. So I had actually done a few projects previously in Unity, so I was more comfortable with it, and we also just wanted to get off the ground running real quickly, and so Unity's pretty good about that.
Okay. So you said you're like you do it on your spare time. So do you develop in your regular time? Is that what you do?
I work for sort of a game adjacent company. I used to be in AAA and that kind of stuff.
Okay. So what brought you to indie dev, and what made you think, okay, it's my time, it's my turn, I need to just get out there and make my own thing? Because, you know, it's something that people don't think they can do because it's such a scary jump to do.
Hard, yeah.
It's a scary thing to do, but having the courage to do that, you're going to reap the rewards later on. So what gave you that courage to just jump out there and do your own thing?
Yeah. I mean, part of it's probably just insanity, honestly, but you know, a lot of it's like,
you got to have a little bit of that. You got to have a little bit of that just to be in this, you know.
It's just like I have games that I want to play and no one's making them, so like let's see if I can do that, right?
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, where can people find your game?
Yeah, so our game's called RoundGuard. We're on Steam right now. You can look for us and wishlist us, hopefully. That'd be great. We're on Twitter. We're on all the social media. We're going to start a closed beta in the next week or 2, so if you're interested in hopping on there, join our Discord. It's just discord.gg/RoundGuard.
Awesome. Well, it was nice to talk to you about your game.
Yeah, thanks so much, man.
I love what you guys are doing here.
I appreciate it.
Taking what's already here and putting a spin on it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the final version.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Yeah. Have a good one.
All right, you too.